Horner 1, 3-ship CF-18, inbound for Canada Remember Our Heroes.
Hornet 1, report initial for 1 runway 27.
Horner 1, initial 27, let it go.
The first thing someone might notice about Canada and the United States is that they share the world's longest border, over 8,800 kilometers. The two countries have been more than just neighbors. They have worked together as allies for many common goals. The War of 1812 featured a clash between the fledgling United States and Canada under UK rule. Canada confederated in 1867, and since then the two countries have worked together through 2 world wars and many other military conflicts around the globe. Canadian and U.S. veterans who have served in combat together can give an inside story of how they have a special relationship shaped by serving together to protect our respective countries and freedoms that are often taken for granted.
My name is Malcolm Young. I'm a retired full colonel after 33 years of service in the Canadian Armed Forces. Canada and the U.S. have had a very unique military history, just like they've had a very unique neighborly history. Many Canadians have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, as an example as recent as Vietnam. Our Aboriginal citizens have the ability under treaty to turn around and be Canadian citizens, but yet serve in the American military and have done so for generations, starting with World War I to present day. And what we also have is we have Americans who have served in the Canadian military, both in World War I and World War II. In both those conflicts, Canada was an early entrant to the war. The United States joined the war later, in some cases more than 2 years afterwards. Many Americans had a desire to want to turn around and participate in the fight early on, and so they crossed the border, they joined the Canadian military, and they served as Americans in a Canadian uniform. In some instances, those Americans later transferred back to American units once the United States had joined the conflict, as an example in World War II.
Sarah Eyre is a high school graduate who is interested in becoming a filmmaker.
Having met 2 World War II veterans and today a Iraq and Afghanistan veteran has impacted me in a lot of different ways. Just getting to talk to them about their stories and how being in the war has affected them throughout different generations and throughout their lives, and getting to hear their stories is really powerful. And I feel like, with family, sometimes you don't want to talk about some of the harder stuff, but through these interviews that I've gotten to hear what other veterans have to say about their time serving and how it's affected them and their stories and stuff.
My name is Eric Brandt, and for the last 2 years I've been traveling across Canada in a small van interviewing Canada's last remaining Second World War veterans. So started in Victoria, BC, and went all the way to St. John's, Newfoundland. I have the freedom to do anything I want, and that's literally because these men put their lives on the line for our freedom, basically.
The Ladies for Liberty travel internationally
to entertain veterans as well as the public in general.
like right here in Canada.
It's wonderful, it's heaven, a special kind of heaven, but only when I'm near you.
I'm Wanda Martin with the Ladies for Liberty, and we have come to Canada 6 times now to honor your veterans as we honor our veterans in the United States. It is our honor to be here. We feel that every veteran that fought in World War II is to be honored, no matter where they might reside. My uncle, he fought in World War II. He was a sailor. I remember him, and I remember the war from him and his family. His daughters I ran around with, and so they kind of taught me a little bit about World War II. I just became a person that wanted to do something. I wanted to do something to commemorate that.
Angie Glotzbach is a member of the Ladies for Liberty.
So I've been to Canada several years to help celebrate the veterans during the air shows and different events. And I feel like each time it's like coming home to a family. We're all one, we're all part of the same world. I mean, we have veterans that all sacrificed and gave part of their life and something to the world. And just coming to Canada, it feels like coming home. I mean, I have a home in the United States, but I've made such great friends and it just feels like family.